The big controversy last night, Alejandro Garnacho walking off the pitch, going down the tunnel before half-time when he was substituted due to the red card of Dorgu. He's out of order. He thinks he's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's disrespected the manager. That was the rhetoric. That was the notion. That was the opinion that was pushed out. Before we go any further, people, hit the like button. Please make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Get that done for us and turn on that bell notification button if you haven't done so already. But Alejandro Garnacho ridiculed, ripped into and criticised for what he did. But the problem is the video footage that came out of him walking down the tunnel was they either started recording it late or they purposely edited out the most crucial piece of information for context. And we'll take a little look at it here. It says something to Amorim. Disappointed, but there's a little touch from both. Now watch. There it is, right there. He tells the bench, I'm going to change. I'm going to change top on work. I'm going to put something dry on. Which is fair, which is normal. The idea that he walked off down the tunnel purely due to being disappointed is a fabrication. An absolute fabrication. And fair play to the Man United fans who shared the full video, that put the complete context out there. It's key. Now, look, what he did after the game, the Instagram post, I think it was ill-advised. But I felt the story of him walking off down the tunnel, then posting it, made everything worse. Had the story of him not walking down the tunnel been twisted, and then he posts that picture, I think there's a very different reaction towards him from Manchester United fans, and context is key. Look, he's not in great form at the minute. I was disappointed to see him come off the pitch yesterday, to be fair. But what I'm not going to do is go in on a young man over a falsehood, over a lie, over something that didn't happen. He didn't just storm off. He told people where he was going. He went and got it done. He came out again then with the rest of the team, I think, for the second half. No harm, no foul, as far as I'm concerned there. I think a mounting is being made out of a molehill. But I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your opinions on that in the comments section below right now, my people. Now, we saw Arsenal lose more ground on the top of the league title, lose more ground in the league title race. They're 13 points behind now. They've been ridiculed for a lot of this season. It hasn't hit the same levels, consistency and quality of performances as we saw in the previous 2 years for Arsenal. But I will say this, I've criticised them as much as the next person. The January window, criticised the way they've been playing, poor individual players like Odegaard, Martinelli, been called out, not just by me, but on this platform by and large. What I don't like, though, is the duplicity and the lies that are being presented in some of the punditry surrounding this. I want to play this clip here from the overlap because I think it's really important to listen to this, in my personal opinion, and what was said here by Paul Scholes. It's very, very significant indeed.
Arteta's done great on it, but you just seem to always find somebody, don't you, that's going to be better than you. Was it last year when they went to City and City had like 4 or 5 injuries and I think, did it finish 0-0?
You spoke about that last season.
See, that's skirted over there. First of all, City had 4 or 5 injuries last season. And it got me thinking, did they really have 4 or 5 injuries last season? So I went and looked at the starting lineups for those games. And when you go on to who scored, and they were missing Kyle Walker and John Stones. But as you can see, Silva, De Bruyne, Haaland, Kovacic, Foden, Rodri, Ake, Diaz, Akanji, Guardiola, all starting these games. Ortega, brilliant number 2 in goal. Lewis, Grealish, Doku coming onto the field of play. Again, it's the lie in this that I found frustrating. Arsenal need to be correctly criticised. But why are these professional pundits adding a layer of energy on top? Why is the energy always so different for Arsenal? Now, speaking of energy, we are today partnering with Huel, who are just simply the best in the business when it comes to giving you nutritious, healthy meals on the go when you're busy and when you are at work. For me right now, this is the one. This is the one for me. Strawberry, banana. This meal is just the absolute best. Full of vitamins, full of minerals, got all the right fats and proteins that you need. And it just helps keep you going. stops the fatigue from setting in, keeps you alert and awake throughout the course of the day. And I don't know about you, but I'm certainly someone, because of how busy I am, I have been known in the past, I eat that sugary treat. That's full of too much fat. Oh, that's really unhealthy for me. Now, that's where Huel stepped in. They reached out, been using their product for a while now, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I feel better. I feel healthier. And you'll know I'm on a massive kick for 2025 to be as healthy as possible, to work out regularly. But it's making sure that I'm eating and consuming the right goodness for me. Now, if you go check out the website right now, you can scan that QR code on the screen or click on the link below, and you can go and select what you like the most. But this is the Black Edition ready-to-drink meal, high protein. It's a fully complete meal. There's multiple flavors you can get, multiple packs you can get as well. And each meal works out to be around about £3.42. And I'm telling you now, to be able to eat a nutritious, healthy meal full of protein, vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners for £3.42 in 2025, that is an absolute bargain. So go and check it out now. All the different flavors are available. They'll get it shipped out to you quickly. If you use the promo code Football10, which is in our description below, or scan the QR code, you will get yourself a £10 discount as well. But go and check it out now. An amazing company. You know who they are. You've seen them everywhere. You don't need that from me, but absolutely brilliant stuff. And do it because you want to be as healthy as possible, and you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. You've got energy throughout the course of the day, especially when it comes to fighting back against bad football punditry. And look, let's jump back into this now, because there's some more here what Paul Scholes has said, and I think it's very, very important to listen to this, because I spoke about this many, many times before. When we allow football banter to become part of punditry, it becomes a real issue.
Yeah, and watch what Liverpool did yesterday. They went there, and we win it, we win the league. They're the things you've got to do. Arsenal went there, 0-0. 4 or 5 injuries. Great time to play City.
Well, there wasn't 4 or 5 injuries. They had 2 or 3 players out. Arsenal also had 2 or 3 players out at the same time last. So Kivior starting that game as an example. And City last season were a very different prospect. Go and look at Liverpool's record at winning away at Man City in all their title race campaigns. They were never ridiculed for not going to City and winning that game. That in itself is duplicitous and false and paints at the absolute wrong picture. And again, you're also comparing going to City in this season. Look how many teams have beaten City at home this year compared to previous years. The context has to be applied.
Going for the league title and just didn't capitulate, but they didn't really try and win a game. You've got to go to these teams who are next to you, who are fighting with you, and win.
I agree that Arsenal could have pushed harder in that game. The 0-0 draw, I think they could have pushed harder and gone for that win more. That's the only element of what he said that's true, though. The idea that City were there for the taking last year, riddled with injuries, not performing, and the suggestion that Liverpool in their title race campaigns against City have gone there and got that job done is not even close to being the truth.
Arsenal have shown they're not capable of doing that yet. Now, whether they will do in the next couple of years, I don't know. Will they fall off a cliff? I don't know. It's just... And I remember that 0-0 and they were all celebrating. Great.
Again, it's not true. They were all celebrating. Go and watch the footage after the game. There's Arsenal players crouching down, kind of on their knees, head in their hands, looking quite somber, because they realised that the title race wasn't over that day, but the win was so important. What Paul Scholes is talking about is James from AFTV. James from AFTV said, yes, well done, Arsenal, and clapped his hands. Everybody else sort of clapped a little bit. I remember Potsy was there. Potsy just kind of clapped a little bit like this. But there was no running around, taking pictures of each other, jumping on each other's shoulders. Arsenal players, the Arsenal manager, Arsenal Football Club, by and large, were not celebrating. Most Arsenal fans ridiculed James from AFTV for celebrating the way he did. Paul Scholes now coming out, mainstream media, taking that bit of banter because of what James did and running this agenda as if to say Arsenal Football Club celebrated that 0-0, and that sets a bad precedent. That's the reason why they haven't won a league title this year, or part of that reason. That, for me, is horrendous. Now, you don't need, if you're not an Arsenal fan, if you hate Arsenal, if you've got an agenda like Paul Scholes does, like Gary Neville, like Jamie Carragher, if you like shitting on Arsenal, that's fair, and I get. But if you're a fan and you're doing that, it kind of makes sense. You're not a professional pundit. The approach is very, very different. But I've been saying this for a while now. I keep seeing the banter of the last 2 or 3 years creeping into real football conversations. And it's why I said to Arsenal fans last night, don't start pushing this Liverpool luck stuff. Don't start. That's crazy. Genuinely crazy to start pushing that, because what will eventually happen is that it will come back and bite you in the backside, or it will start becoming what's used by these pros to assess how good or bad a team is throughout the course of a season. It will be based on luck or no luck. Then you start undermining both achievements now and from the past. There is a place for banter in the game, and it should exist. But when it starts becoming part of the mainstream punditry, the analysing of games, I think that's highly problematic. And Paul Scholes has encompassed that in every single which way here. No one's checking him. No one's challenging him. It's just being said almost like it's a fact. And the only element that he said is true is that Arsenal haven't found a way yet in these title races of going to their main rivals and beating them. At the same time, Paul Scholes played for a manager that I love, Sir Alex Ferguson, my manager, the GOAT, who stated the target every year when they were trying to win trophies, trying to win Prems, was to win at home and at least draw away when it came to the team you were going up against. And Arsenal's run against the top 6 in recent years has been amazing. They haven't been, in the last couple of years, they've had some really positive results in those games. Are they perfect? No. Should they be scrutinised? Absolutely. And all you saying I'm defending Arsenal are going to ignore this bit to push your own agendas. What I'm stating is this: when it comes to the professionals, the ex-pros, the journalists, I want real education. Lying about the state of Man City's team, rewriting how good they were last year, pretending because of one YouTuber the Arsenal Football Club celebrated that draw, that for me is below the belt. And you may want to join in with Paul Scholes today because you're enjoying shitting on Arsenal, but I kid you not, this will be turned on your club one day as well. So I'm just not prepared to perpetuate it, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't want this happening to Man United at some point soon. Maybe you're happy for that to happen to Liverpool or to Chelsea or to Tottenham. Maybe you don't care if lies are told about your club, and fair play to you. But I think it's very important for these professionals to represent the facts of the matter and not push this banter, push these myths, push these falsehoods out there. As ever, thank you all very, very much for tuning in. Go and check out Huel right now. The QR code is still on the screen. This is my favourite flavour, as I mentioned. It is strawberry banana. They've got some great chocolate and great coffee flavours as well, especially if you're having this meal in the morning for your breakfast. It's a great way to start the day, and as I say, you'll have energy. It's nutritious. It's full of all the right vitamins, all the right minerals that you need as well. Quite a good amount of protein and fiber as well. Much better, as I say, than going into eating something horrible, junky, and processed. Go and check it out now. Around £3.42 per meal. It's a bargain. Until next time, people. Take care. Goodbye. God bless, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace.